Hola! Good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Ooh, look, it's 4:20 this morning. Didn't even plan that. Holla Shazam. So, I'm MJ. I'm the founder of Ultra Love. I like tie-dye and bright colors, apparently. But, well, also, like, sprinkle some color in your airwaves. Holla Shazam. I like to show up and do these readings as a way to connect with all of you guys, to share some divine guidance and loving clarity. This is not psychic stuff at all. This is just intuitive, discerning messages from the cards. So usually I just say to people, if you've been resonating, if you feel the vibratories, definitely like and follow and subscribe and all that stuff. Look at, yes. But mostly just kind of if you catch one and then another, and if there's a stream, this is what I find people usually, if they're resonating with quite a few in a row, that can be a nice little prompt to book a private reading. It's just 20 quid for a 20-minute reading, etc. And obviously you can DM me or message me if you're wanting to have. I don't do them live for the most part. The 20-minute readings are me just recording and channeling the messages. But if you want actual FaceTime, you can DM me and we can arrange a call. The readings, call time readings are pricier than the not. Okay. I hope you guys have a great weekend. I'm over here in the UK. We're getting into the beach yoga every day. And the weather has been so sublime. So yay, holla Shazam. Okay, divine guidance and loving clarity. Have you guys heard of Moon Cat? Moon with a umlaut. I don't know what that's called in English. She's a YouTuber, a content creator. I found her, gosh, was it last year? I think it was last year I found her on YouTube, and she does some hilarious anti-MLN. And it's good. It's just funny content and interesting to put that kind of stuff out there. The video I'm watching right now is something about the manosphere. Yeah, just bold. I just think she's hilarious and very, very clever and talented. Anywho, you're just good. I appreciate just the diversity of voices. And I'm increasingly aware of that's seemingly quite challenging. All these same people keep getting canceled, but then you're in there and then you're canceled, but everybody knows you're canceled. So I don't know. It's all holla holla. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just go play in a field, you guys. Divine guidance and loving clarity. It's good, I don't know why I'm hearing this thing about growing your own food, getting your own source of clean water, making sure there's some good peeps in your life, love, compassion, good food. I don't know, there's some simplicity coming through. Simplicity has nothing to do with primitive, devolved humanity. Simplicity is clarity and an actual kind of refinement of a once chaotic or complex system, that we refine it and create better. Okay, so let's get into the cards. Divine guidance and loving clarity, my lovers. Divine guidance and loving clarity. Page of Cups. There's a message coming in. This is a familial message for some of you, possibly from one of your children. It's it's not a deeply sad, but there's almost a bittersweetness. So, and this has come up, I think, at least one other time, but it could be that this child got into a university and now they're definitely leaving home in September, and you're oh, yeah, I'm so excited for you, son. But there's a little bit of, right? They're gonna leave. Yeah, there's some sadness around that, right? Some pain and some heart pain in that. But they are in the upright. So basically your guidance is to just focus on your confidence. Basically focus on your sense of confidence, your sense of feeling lucky. And then for some of you, if you're on the dating scene, I would say keep dating. If you're dealing with a fire sign, they might be kind of manipulation a little bit, i.e. feeding you some bullshit in your ear that sounds good so that you do this, that, or the other. Regardless, like, it doesn't really matter, because I don't feel like you're attached to this energy. So, however, if you are, best not to get attached, because more than likely they're not they're not going to stick around. And even if they're giving you some about, yeah, like, we're going to go do this or that, they're lying. They don't have, like, based on the cards, obviously, they don't have any intention on, like, doing that or going there with you. Your intuition might know this already. It's more than likely that they're younger than you, or, in a sort of phase of their life where you just know. So it could be like truth, like you might just be, equally using them for whatever means. But regardless, it's not particularly like a super awesome situation. It might be that you want to take a little time. Yeah. Defo. You're probably gonna maybe it's just like a day or 2 days or something like this, but you're gonna probably want to take a little bit of time out and, like, conjure a new beginning for yourself. And then there could be like a message coming in pretty quickly about the new beginning as well, like a passionate new beginning. For some of you, that's absolutely to do with love. For some of you, it's more to do with your creative life. You want to be able to kind of zoom out and see the bigger picture, especially if you're navigating, just sort of trickier times. Sometimes we can't see it when we're in it, right? It's very maze-like analogy or metaphor. It's a metaphor, isn't it? So, okay, so if this is a maze and you're in it, you cannot see the route out. If you zoom out and look from above, you can see the maze. That's legit, like, about perception. And we talk about zooming out or getting a higher perspective. It's that we're not attached, thus we're not inside, that because we cannot see. Any of us, we all have this, like, we can easily project out, and yet often we don't see ourselves in whatever. Thus, good people around us to reflect things. Like, you're being a douchebag, you're like, oh shit, I so didn't see that. Or I remember having a friend, I did Enneagram many years ago, and there were 3, and 3s were something like always showing up for people and always making things, like, basically, like, part of that character or personality trait is, like, keeping it together for everybody. Like, that's such an important thing. And so there's actually personality types that they will literally be kind of like falling apart to the point of it being obvious for everyone else but them. They won't necessarily see. And so, like, we all need good people in our lives. For some of you, I'm getting like a little message here about prayer for some reason. It might behoove you to pray. I feel like this card is symbolic or something for one of you. It's like you slowing down to pray will lead you to your promised land. There's no nothing's hidden here. I don't know these messages. Nothing's hidden. And you're more than likely in a gestation period, so you don't know. And again, this is part of, like, why. What is intuition? Why? Because it's been so long denied, and because there's so much chaos, confusion, and, like, noise for everybody's point of view and perspective and to be heard, that this. Why is intuition is so supreme, and it doesn't have to force itself, because it's like, it's part of the all-knowingness, right? So it doesn't have to, like, speak over everybody. It doesn't have to be louder. You can just be still and know. Is that like a biblical thing? Be be still and know. Is that like a thing? Or be in peace and know? Like, know your God, know you are that. And for now anyway, though, there's no movement. You're not being guided to move forward. You're not being guided to like particularly make any big moves or changes. You just want to sit there and listen and get clear. It's so juicy. Because some of you are probably going through a bit of a metamorphosis and recreating yourself from the void. Yeah, from the deep stillness. Stunning card. From the deep silence and the deep stillness. So you can't, like, that's this thing of like, we can't solve problems with the same mind that created it. So we have to be able to expand, right? And I think sometimes the incessant noise of another world or another world is just that thing of power over, right? Divide and conquer. And so we're programmed with that. Everybody's in that, and then we don't even know we're in it. And so, you know, we're all trying to be important, trying to be seen, heard, whatever, right? And I'm literally saying these things of being like, I know that. Like, I know it in myself too, around, gosh darn it, I have a voice, you know, and I get to be happy. That's the whole neuroplasticity reworking, right? Of like, not necessarily accepting like either societies or our own parents or whatever, of this is the box you're gonna fit in for your life. And you know, a lot of us didn't, one, know how to get comfortable in that box, or two, even survive in it, or three, it didn't fit, never fit. Like, I think I had a couple, like the odd job, and I just never, like, I think the only corporate job I ever had was when I was 16 years old. I think I worked for Blockbuster for like 3 months. And I used to babysit before that. And then after, actually, no, I probably did like a shift in like, I think another retail. And anyway, never could I last in any kind of corporate job or roonies. I just, for some reason, always felt like I was dying. And then my brief stint in the acting industry, I couldn't, because I couldn't, my whatever, what are they called? Agents. They would send me to like auditions and Weight Watchers, or there was another one for Mackie D's, and that was it. I was like, I mean, it's not like I was getting the role, but I was like going to those auditions, and deep in my heart, I was like, I don't want to be like a face. And then this was the clincher that basically ousted me from the acting industry, was somebody saying like, well, sometimes you just have to sacrifice your principles to get by in this world. I was like, or like, sometimes you just have to sacrifice your principles to make money. And at my tender age of 18 was like, no. Because there was something in me that knew even then. I was like, yeah, but if I sacrifice my principles, what have I got? Like, at this tender age of 18, if I'm already consciously aware that I'm sacrificing my principles just to make money, it was like it was like my intuition knowing then was like, that's not going to work for me. You know, like, and straight up legit vibratory, when you go through loads of shittiness, sometimes that's it. What have you got? Nothing. But I've got my integrity, or they shall never take my freedom. That's kind of like how it is. Like, you're not, like, because in essence, when we compromise ourselves, that's what the expression of like selling our soul to the devil, not to frighten anybody. But that to me is what that is. Like, if you compromise your integrity, if you go against the grain, if you go against your own inner knowing, if you go against your own heart, if you go against love, if you go against your own alignment, you're selling yourself out for an illusion, because that's the idea. That's what the spiritual principle, or the spiritual principle that runs through all world religions and most sort of like martial arts and yoga and these teachings, right, is that I totally lost my train of thought. Anywho, it's probably the end. So let's just finish her there, because gee whiz. Free your mind, the rest will follow. What's that? Violet flame. Stand in your own flame of truth. But for some of you, this is definitely like a partnership coming in. Well, not necessarily, but more than likely. yeah, there's definitely like a reflective thing coming in, but again, probably it'd be nice to take a little bit of time out for yourselves. And what was I talking about? What did I lose track on? Something about like, was it about the Bible? I don't know. And religions and like the through line and the essential teachings. Well, self-study, know thyself, and self-study, they're all leading us. Oh my God. Oh, Shazam. Oh, well, I'm going to keep it because, but I feel like there was something there. Anyway, if you guys watched to the end and you know what I was like, what tangent I was on, feel free to share and maybe I'll pick her up and maybe I'll just pick up what you guys put down and you can just keep that going. Oh my God. Anyway, you guys have a great day. Thanks so much for being my internet friends and for supporting the Ultra Love brand. I really, really appreciate it. You know, whatever. I love this world and I love all of you. And I wish for everyone that we could just find our happiness and like be free and happy on this planet, like straight up. Sometimes I'm hearing the lifelong people like, Molly, you need to be realistic. I am, actually. I believe in all of us, so there you go. Like, man, look at good. It's like, honestly, if you ever want to cheer yourself up, just buy some tie-dye and spit on yourself. Have an awesome day, you guys. Peace out.